Cohen is such a bum. Why did you hire him, have him on your payroll for 12 years, and have him do so much of your dirty work?
Because a long time ago, he did me a favor. A long time ago, he did me a favor. No, not at all. Not at all. I'm not worried at all about him. You just take a look at his written document. Go back, take a look at what he wrote in, I think, January. He has a written statement, and that's the fact.
And that was President Trump just hours ago outside the White House before departing for the G20 summit in Argentina, responding to the news that his longtime personal attorney, Michael Cohen, pled guilty to lying to Congress about the extent and timing of Cohen's work on a Trump Tower project in Moscow. Now, according to today's court filing, quote, Cohen made false statements to give the impression that the Moscow project ended before the Iowa caucus and the very first primary, in hopes of limiting the ongoing Russia investigations. President Trump, also in those earlier remarks, called Cohen a liar and that he's trying to get a reduced sentence. He also called Cohen a weak person. Cohen has been cooperating with the special counsel as a condition of his agreement and has provided about 70 hours of testimony, that according to sources in or around the special counsel's office. For more on this, let's bring our next guest, former federal prosecutor and founder of Freedom Watch, Larry Klayman. Larry, always great to see you. What do you think here? Is Cohen a threat to the president, or is he just throwing things against the wall, seeing what sticks to save his own skin and hopefully reduce the prison time from his August plea?
It depends how you define threat, like the word is with Bill Clinton. Mueller will use whatever he can. He's grasping at straws now. He's twisting people. The president's obviously right. Cohen is a very weak person. He's going to save his own skin and what he perceives to be the skin of his family by lying through his teeth. And Mueller will use that in what I believe will be an interim report and then a later report to tee it up, as we've said, John, for Nancy Pelosi, Maxine Waters, Adam Schiff and company to introduce articles of impeachment before the U.S. Congress. So, yes, I mean, it's not helpful that Cohen did what he did. And, of course, there's a feeding frenzy on the left right now, thinking that this is some of great significance. But the fact that the president was or was not communicating about a possible Trump Tower in Moscow does not mean that the president committed any crime or did anything improperly.
Yeah, and I spoke to some legal experts this morning, Larry. They concur with you. All right, let's talk about your new client. That's Jerome Corsi, author of the book Killing the Deep State. Corsi appeared on the show yesterday right here with me. He announced plans to file a criminal complaint against the DOJ and Robert Mueller. He also told me, I asked him point blank, do you believe Mueller is coercing witnesses to make false and misleading statements? And Corsi said 100% yes, because he did it to me. Now, you're the lawyer drafting that complaint. We have about 2 minutes left, Larry. Walk us through how that process would work, what the complaint is going to look like, and when you expect to file, and, of course, what the ultimate outcome you're hoping for might be.
Well, I've done this before, John. In fact, I did it with regard to Mueller and his illegal criminal grand jury leaks. That is still pending in front of the Justice Department. But I'm doing one specifically for Jerry Corsi, who was threatened with either lying or being indicted. And, of course, we have out there, it was leaked, the proposed plea agreement that the special counsel's office put forward to Jerry. And so what the complaint's going to contain, and it's going to be sent to Acting Attorney General Matthew Whitaker, the head of the Office of Professional Responsibility, which is like a bar disciplinary council for lawyers that work for the Justice Department. I'm a former alumnus, as you know. And also the Inspector General, is that what they in effect did by threatening Jerry that if he didn't lie, he'd be indicted, is obstruction of justice itself, it's witness tampering, it's threatening a federal witness, it's a whole host of federal crimes, and this needs to be investigated. Plus, there's ethical issues here, because the person who was asking Jerry to lie, Junie Rhee, who I went up against with a RICO case against the Clintons years ago, she was representing the Clinton Foundation. Well, she has a conflict of interest. She shouldn't even be on this case, as well as many of the other prosecutors. So there's a lot of issues for the Department of Justice to digest. And yes, there are allegations of criminal conduct by the special counsel.
All right, Larry, and we're going to be going in depth with you back here on Monday. We're going to have an extended interview because I have a lot of questions to ask you, a lot of tentacles off of what you just spoke about. So the audience, to the viewers, you're not going to want to miss this. And Larry is going to be here with Jerome Corsi, his client, for that extended interview on Monday. You really are not going to want to miss that. Larry, as always, thanks so much. Great to see you.
Thank you, John. God bless.
All right, and thank you all for watching this edition of America Talks Live. Coming up at the top of the hour, I'm going to give you an update on the day's big news stories, followed by the Todd Schnitt Show. And of course, I'll see you back here tomorrow at 2 p.m. Eastern. You have a great afternoon.